We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight, we're on to week 2 of the NFL season. We got a good one on tap, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. You look at this Bronco defense.
This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
Definitely going to need to be physical with these receivers, whether that's right at the line of scrimmage, trying to jam them or bump them off their routes, or when the ball arrives and you go ahead and put your shoulder into them and try and knock it loose.
To the right side and caught by Dell. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tank Dell, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Broncos 0.
Touchdown. Here's Butker on to kick it away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now the Central Florida product is I.J. Harvey. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard after the 36.
1-yard gain.
This defense for the Chiefs, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield, and all you're seeing is opposing jerseys coming in.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. That's caught. It's a rookie from Alabama. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 39-yard line. Straight ahead, Etienne. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's...
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. To throw, here's Nix. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Working out of the gun is Nix. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And the Broncos are going to have first and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys that real much competitiveness that you go to them early and often.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Second and goal at the Chiefs' 7-yard line.
One more time with ETN. And he'll take it into the end zone for a deeper score. Travis Etienne, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
Now the try here for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? But week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record might be at that time as well.
Takedown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Butker on for the PAT. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter.
Chiefs 14, Broncos 7. Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel.
And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So after the INT, here's Mahomes going up top. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
And Xavier Worthy,
his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
Makes the score.
And it's now 21-7.
Broncos 7. Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 38.
Nick's going to give to Harvey.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The Broncos had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these two probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but he's on his way.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Kansas City.
Isaiah Pacheco,
an 80-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Nick's going to keep this himself, and that'll be incomplete.
Appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver, got forced out to his right, had to come off of a guy downfield, trying to hit his back, unable to connect. Should have been an easier throw moving to his right, though.
Yeah, much easier, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback. If he was going to his left, a little bit tougher.
Exactly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Harvey now on first and 10. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
No gain on the play.
How about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
Here's second and 10. To throw is Nix.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down. And fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now it's Nix.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. Chris Jones, his second sack of the night.
On fourth down, Jeremy Crawshaw on the punt.
Crawshaw in punt formation for the Broncos.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
12-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Mahomes now to throw.
That's complete. It's Travis Kelce.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. First catch on that one for Kelce, and it's a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Now he's going to step up and run. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
Let's give a little credit to the defense on that one. They resisted quite well, and that pass fell incomplete. But this ball game for him, that's just a momentary speed bump. He's played awfully well throwing the football.
And again, it's Mahomes. And Mahomes will do it himself. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Nick Bonito coming in there to record the sack.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken around the 12.
Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards.
And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and they'll make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
the 17-yard line.
Kill.
Throwing Nix.
Completes it to Douglas. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
18 yards. It's now third down.
Nix to the air. He'll try to pick it up himself. And it is caught. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Here's Nix. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on to the contact. Brings up second down.
One thing you have to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Second and 10. On play action, here's Nix. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10.
Nix looking to throw again.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he will take it all in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco
in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Chiefs are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And a rout is on here in this first half.
Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch. Over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
Captain.
Throwing to start the drive. Nix. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before break. Nix. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best. fast as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Ready.
On the ground, it's Harvey to start the drive. And some oohs and ahs from the crowd as he jukes his way forward for a couple of yards. Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, third quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now we've got a third down and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Nix from the shotgun. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why. Because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game, because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Yellow. Let's go, Lou.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. That's caught right side by Worthy. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, the Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, would be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field.
Now 2nd and 5.
Follow these two.
Here's Mahomes to throw. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce from 17 yards out. And the Chiefs have got it on cruise control. Extra point by Baker is on target. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10.
They only talk about it, how to get it. Only good for saving face, cosmetics. How many hands I
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Running out of the gun with ETN. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
We're getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
They run straight ahead with Hardy.
And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Nick's going to keep this himself.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Hey, kill, kill. Kill, 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 kill.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix.
He's going to rifle one deep left side.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete here. Big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Yellow. Attack, attack. 180. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Mahomes going to throw. Touchdown!
And Xavier Worthy.
2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Chiefs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Oh, this is blocked. And the Broncos have it. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I remember when they changed the rule, and there's a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now? Much more of a field goal attempt. And the defensive guys saw it as an opportunity to get more block.
That's exactly right. There's more effort now. Before, when it was snapped down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, those guys are going after it because not only can they knock it away and change a little bit of momentum,
they can get 2 points.
They can pick it up and take it back for 2 points.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Olay, olay, olay. Oh, my son. Ready? Captain, captain, captain. Chill, chill, chill.
2nd and 11. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
And this pass broken up. And a contact long time there. And now 4th down.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
This is caught at the 20. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
And Xavier Worthy,
an 30-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, it was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing, partner. They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They'll try again with the arm here on second down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
The Broncos on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Nix.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
They're going. It's Nix. He'll try to do it himself.
And he gives himself up, but not before he gets the conversion. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Up the middle. It's Harvey.
And this has been a recurring theme today for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 49-yard line.
To throw, here's Nix.
Throw left side complete. That's Harvey. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 28. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way. This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Nix.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Nick's going to keep this himself.
And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Touchdown, Broncos.
And the Broncos get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
17.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the fourth quarter. On the pass, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much running the bricks.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here's Pacheco once again.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Chiefs first down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
We are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Here's a 2nd and 5.
Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it.
There goes a deep ball. End zone.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And Patrick Mahomes, for all of his artistry and arm angles and what he can do in the short passing game, never forget he's got a cannon as well. He unleashes a big one there, but that time it winds up incomplete.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Butker now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
62. Broncos 17. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. They definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss. Because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
We'll swing this out to Harvey.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they sort of don't want it ended on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Second and 9.
Looking to throw. Nix. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And a little bit of a consolation prize here. He's into the end zone. Won't win in the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. The extra point is good, but it only impacts the final score as this game comes to a close.
Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play.